it's a long video, 15, 20 minutes, I'm tuned out. I'm like, okay, I keep checking how long I've been going. So I would say for me, learning needs to be short clips. That they just cut up in, 5-minute increments, or else I don't want to do it.
A little bit of ADD going on.
Oh, yeah, I guess. And then it talks about it in this next slide, so that still training and development. What companies should be is a thriving learning community. So that just-in-time, anywhere, any place learning, short videos, scenario-based learning, yes. Informal coaching, social peer-to-peer communities to build knowledge, share, and relationships, and test out. More important now to test knowledge rather than a linear approach to learning. What are y'all's thoughts on that, testing out?
It's got to be efficient, even on the company side. I mean, so the end result should just be they know what they need to know. So if they know it, we're good. If they don't,
Yeah. Not good.
Yeah.
Yeah, this last piece.
Okay, so hold on. How to work with generational characteristics. So it doesn't show all of the information on that slide. The challenge of dealing with generational traits. If one or more members of your team have a trait that is source of conflict with other generations, you can look at it from several insights. So with perspective, hold on, let me play this and it has a pop out. Perspective, understanding the challenge. So how does this characteristic make other generations feel? What does it make others assume about the person? What impact does it have on others' behavior towards them? So those are kind of questions that you should kind of ask to figure out like what's going on. Why is there a conflict? So what are the actions? Mitigating the challenges. Oh, my bad. What was the top right one?
Perspective, recognizing the opportunities.
So how could this characteristic be seen as a positive? What strengths and opportunities does it reveal? So again, just asking the question, figure out where are they coming from. Like, even though you may see it as laziness, that's my mentee, Lindsay. I thought she was lazy. But once I started asking her questions, I found that she was just doing it different than me. So the actions and mitigating the challenges. What can I do to help my team members modify this characteristic or mitigate its negative effects? So again, having a conversation with both of them and working around it. Actions, enhancing the opportunity. What can I do to adapt my own attitude and the practices of my team to work more effectively with the characteristic and take advantage of the benefits? So do y'all agree that, like, even if you may not completely understand with that, but with asking questions, better understanding it, it may have a positive outcome? So let's look at an example. Millennial employees seem to need constant feedback. Perspective, understanding the challenge.
So what do y'all think the challenges are? If I needed constant feedback from Victoria.
So I feel like I'm doing twice the work I should. I'm constantly having to reassure him, my employee, when nothing is wrong. I assume he can't stand on his feet, and I think he won't be able to work with challenging people. He needs to know that not everything is predictable. So that would be my Gen X to you millennial.
Well, I think a good point is, I always ask, my employees here, how are we doing? Like, do you think the client's okay, this and that? And Olivia took it as me being insecure. Like, you're really insecure. And I'm like, I don't think that I am insecure. I just want to make sure that everyone is happy and, we're doing good and...
We care more than we put out.
Yeah.
I feel like that's what it is. I feel like people think millennials just don't care about what anybody thinks about them. But honestly, we do. We want to know, that we're pleasing you, if you're our boss.
Yeah, and that goes back to the constant feedback. Like, I constantly want to know how everyone's doing and if the clients are happy and if y'all are happy and just basically what people are thinking, because that's my reputation on the line,
That is a beautiful segue into He genuinely wants to improve. I have a few older employees who are resistant to feedback and won't adapt. The younger ones don't have that problem. They respect my opinion and want to learn appropriate techniques and skills. So.
That's why I think I've liked going on so many client visits that we already have, is because, one, I'm getting to introduce myself and meet them, and they get to see a face and know that, like, oh, you know, ADP, I can call Corey, or if I have any questions about whatever, but also for that feedback of, hey, y'all are doing a good job, keep it up. And I'm like, okay, great, you know, we'll be in contact in the next few weeks, let me know if you need anything.
Yeah.
That just makes me feel better. Like, oh, okay, good.
So the next one is, sorry, I went past actions, managing the challenges. I can start him out with the feedback he wants, but set the expectations that we're relying on him more and more to self-evaluate. I can negotiate with him about what he can expect feedback from me, I can negotiate with him about when he can expect feedback from me and when he can come to me for feedback. So sounds like just setting expectations for the millennials as far as, you know, it's okay to ask for feedback, but there needs to be a halfway, a meet point. So enhancing the opportunity. I should question my own belief that no news is good news. I'll encourage feedback from others and work on creating an extended mentorship program. This employee might help increase our adoption of internal social media communications and create a more collaborative culture. So I know with like ADP working with millennials, like GroupMe, we use GroupMe for communications. I was like, what is this? What are you guys making me do? But it's so helpful. And just everybody being on the same page. And mentorship, that's been really huge, just from my personal experience, having people that are either above or below you know, giving you insight into what to do or what their feedback is. So coming soon, Generation C. Generation Z, we don't know. The Homeland generation. I guess we don't have a name for it yet. C is for connected. Would you agree that the 14 and under crowd is very connected to their devices?
Oh, is that what that means? Yeah, they're connected to their devices.
Yeah. The Homeland generation for post-2011 lifetime. Currently 14 and younger, there's not really it's not a dividing line yet as far as a firm one. Hard to define yet, or predict future workplace characteristics. They're big on content creation. Making videos, posting videos, mashups, producers versus consumers on content. Content with complexity. Are you sure you're not a Generation C on producing content?
Okay, the reason why I am a Generation C on the content is because the
kids are.
No. Because the marketing thing I went to the other day, you know, I'm all about trying to market the business better and, you know, what's working now. And basically, you know, we went through that same exact timeline about the AOL to, you know, the DVDs and stuff like that. We went through the same timeline, except for it was a little bit different. And right now, the thing is, you know, for posting on social media, it used to be pictures. But now it's videos. It has to be short, like 1 to 2 minute videos. What?
Like those boomerang things?
Yes.
What?
Boring.
Gen X, sorry, Gen X.
So
it's
it's for marketing purposes because I'm trying to get in with, you know, the people and
Your fellow millennials.
yes, and it's all on videos now. And the one thing that they said that we need to do is there's like 3 things I learned from Thursday's conference. Number 1 was to do how-to videos. So like I'm sitting here thinking to myself, how can I do how-to videos? And it's like, well, I guess I can do a how to reconcile my bank statement on QBO. How to make a deposit on QBO. You know, things like that, because when people are going to buy things, they research like, how can I do my own bookkeeping? I'm starting a new business. And they'll research all these how-to videos. And then
How to get in contact with
yes, that's right. They said to do a 15-minute on how to get here and put it on their website. Yes. And
That would probably be helpful for us.
That probably would be helpful for us. So it's just very informational. And the second thing is reviews, and making sure that we're keeping up with the reviews. And I can't remember the third thing off the top of my head. But yeah, the reason why we're videotaping is for marketing purposes. That's why I always ask Katie if I can videotape her too, because she has stricter bosses than you guys do.
I never checked with Brittany as far as what ours is, because I know with the other stuff they wanted to like videotape stuff, and Brittany was like, no, you can't do that. So I don't know. The last one is communicate via text and versus verbally. I think we've kind of covered that.
I do have more of a concern talking about verbal communication. I'm worried about these folks.
Me too.
Really?
Like I'm looking for the marketing
I
person.
have cousins, you know, and I just
Yeah, I've been, I guess, 2 weeks now doing resumes for a marketing person, and I am getting no one. Like I will look at the resume and like, oh, there's a spelling error, grammar, and I'll throw it out. I've only brought like one person in here, and she was a little bit older than. No, she was a young girl, and we were really concerned about, you know, but the marketing thing that she did for me was awesome. And then I was going to have a older lady come in, or I don't know how old, but she seemed like she had a lot of work experience. And then she got a better job opportunity like the day before the interview. So all the other resumes suck, or they didn't even have a resume. I'm like, well, I guess I can't qualify you then. So.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah. And even in like the cover letter, the email to me, I looked at that, and I didn't even look at some of the resumes because there were spelling errors in the email to me. And I'm like, well.
That's like spell check. Like that's basic. Like,
Well, some of it was grammar too.
You know, with the correct spelling or punctuation. You know, when we're doing
with all text.
But
yeah.
I think even our generation recognizes the importance of when it's for business.
Your, and your.
Yeah.
Oh, will drive me crazy.
So I don't know what's going to happen. With
Hey,
these
I
younger
can tell you with like just written communication, working for different bosses, different clients. My previous position I held, it was extremely formal, where she was baby boomer. All the written communication had to have hello, so and so, comma, you know, paragraphs, the whole 9 yards. And that's the way I communicate with my older